Good morning, all. We're at the gym, working it out. We got a lot to talk about, and we get ready to get started. Check me out. That's what I'm doing at the gym today. We're ready to get started. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna go over here to the treadmill, do some cardio, and get pumped for the day. We got so much to talk about. There's so much shit going on. Excuse me. All right, so I was looking at the midterm debates, just looking at clips of it, and I was looking at Dr. Oz and John Featherman. John Featherman is saying that he said that he wasn't into fracking, but he is now, so they caught him in a lie, and that's good. We're catching politicians in lies. Um, Also, Dr. Oz called out John Featherman for pointing a gun at a unarmed black man, and he got away with it. And I was like, what? He pointed a gun at somebody? I was like, yeah, he don't need to be in the government. And then they're on John Featherman because he's reading the teleprompter, but he has a speech problem or something like that. So I saw those debates, and a lot of people are getting mad at John Featherman because he got caught in that lie, about stop the fracking. So yeah. What else is going on? Let's go to the next topic, the big topic of the day all week. I thought Kanye was going to be out of the news, but he is not. So let's talk about it. Kanye West is not a billionaire anymore. Just like that. A snap of his fingers. He woke up and now he only owns 400 million. So how they're breaking it down is how the Forbes list counts you as a billionaire. And Kanye kind of, was feeling himself, was like, yeah, I'm a billionaire. And next day he woke up, or next week he woke up, and now he only worth 400 million. But they're saying all those contracts is why he was a billionaire, because so he was a billionaire slave then, because contracts are nothing but leashes that you get into and you agree to follow between you and a business. So the Def Jam owner that used to own it, he came out, Uncle Rush, and he said that that My Adidas song that Run DMC wrote was to help Well, it helped Adidas come out of bankruptcy. And then they're saying Adidas was, a word for Adolf Hitler. And I'm like, well, why was we supporting that? The rappers. And the rappers, it's called celebrity advertising, where you get a celebrity to advertise your products. Well, that's what we've been dealing with. Celebrities selling us everything, like I told y'all before on the channel. So this is what's going on, and people are not happy now because now they seeing, you know, they censored Farrakhan, they censored Trump. If you can delete a president off of an app, then you can do it to anybody. So they're deleting Kanye. Everybody's cutting ties, but Slim Thug, the rapper, has a video out saying that Adidas was stealing and copying some of Kanye West's stuff. So Kanye West, when you go back to the interview, that's why he kept on saying Jewish people, because he trying to get them to leave his contracts or break them contracts. So he got up out them contracts. So this is a genius kind of move. Get everybody up in arms, and really what you're doing is getting out contracts that are still people that are stealing from you, because they're saying that Adidas tried to copy the Yeezys, and Kanye wasn't happy about it. So, that's what's going on. And more news, they're saying we are headed for a crash, or not a crash, but a recession. And it's inevitable. We're headed towards there. And Robert Kiyosaki has been tweeting and saying, hey, the stock market and all of these stocks are not going to be worth anything because we're headed for a recession. It's too many financial advisors coming out saying that we're headed for a recession. So I think we're going there. And then I saw that Saudi Arabia was backing Joe Biden. I'm like, damn, we got it bad. And I can say I'm not to blame because I don't vote Democrat. So the burden is not on me. The burden is on all the voters that voted for Joe Biden. Y'all approve this message. Y'all approve this mess that's going on. Okay? What else in the other news going on? Let me think. Oh, Cameron the rapper slid in Nia Long's DM after the MAU Doka stuff. Cameron was in there speaking French and everything. I was like, I knew somebody was going to go after her, Emmy Udoka. Emmy Udoka is a Leo. And he probably thought all them women, he thought he owned all them women. Because the Leo, they have a really big ego. And sometimes, they could be a little delusional. So, Emmy Udoka, you better watch Cameron. He going after your fiance. Okay, he said he's single. But anyway, back to the Kanye West thing. PayPal cut ties. It's a lot of people cutting ties. And then Kim Kardashian's house is being foreclosed on. So I don't know. He probably ain't giving her no money either, too. Kanye probably pulled back from her, too. Because the fashion world is now upset. So they all are going to blackball him. And they're messing themselves up because now everybody's seeing If you could do that to a billionaire, what can you do to me? And every company that's working against him because of this Jewish stuff, they're gonna lose. Because now everybody is seeing that you will support rap music that is pretty much hate speech. Every time a rapper cuss or say something derogatory, it should be hate speech anyway. But they don't look at it like that. They're looking at, well, when you say Jewish too many times, it's a dog whistle. And I'm like, what the hell is a dog whistle? Like, you can't even say the word. So it's a mess right now. It is a very big mess, and it's going to get bigger because now citizens are starting to see where we're at and that we're not really that free. Because if the bank and and PayPal was trying to implement these policies on they can restrict your PayPal account if you do something or say something that they don't agree with. So I'm just like, see, the control is they're starting to put people under control. Is what they've been doing. And I'm like, y'all gonna find out what kind of slavery we're dealing with today. And if your freedom of speech it keeps getting trampled on, you're not going to be able to say anything. And when your mouth is muzzled or your voice is muzzled, then you can be killed on the street by the mob and nobody says anything. This is why. Plato and people like that talked against democracy because it crashes economies. It kills people. It does a lot of things. So that's what we're dealing with. So things are getting crazy. Did y'all check out the 3 videos breaking down the Dearborn meeting with the Muslims? They were angry because Detroit Dearborn School Board was not trying to remove the books because you had some members of the LGBT come in and start screaming at the crowd instead of addressing the board. So we got chaos. And pretty much that's what this government does. It goes around causing chaos. And I have a book, it's called Chaos, the New Science. So they causing chaos. Don't think that this stuff is not done on purpose, because it is. I suggest Kanye West take the rest of his money out these banks and find you a crypto, get you some crypto and keep it on the little wallets that they're supposed to have. Transfer your money over there. Because if they can stop your bank account and say, come get your money, and then other banks refusing to take your check and all of that, then that tells you right then and there who's in control of the money and who's been keeping us in a box for all these years. The banking system in 1913, the point of Roosevelt coming in, standing up against the Federal Reserve that was ready to come in here. We didn't have a banking system before. And the reason why the Jews are angry at Kanye is because the Jews are the ones that invented this banking system. So Now we're getting down to the P's and the Q's. They invented this banking system. Anyway, Roosevelt was trying to stand against, he was against them putting in a Federal Reserve. And they killed Roosevelt because he was against it. This is why I don't get in this black and white back and forth stuff, because if you go to the story of Charles Manson was trying to be an artist in Hollywood, and he had a lot of Hollywood friends. And he wrote this damn song, and I forgot what the song was called, but they predicted that it would be a race war started by Muslims against whites or some shit like that. And I'm like, nah, see, that's another theory that's been thrown out there. And Carter G. Woodson talks about this too, where they pit us against each other. And I'm like, I'm not even falling for that game. Because once you start going back and forth at each other, you don't realize that there is people that invented the banking system that happen to be Jewish. The Jewish community did come with the banking system. It's a fact. And that same system is locking Kanye West because he said the dog whistle or used the dog whistle word. These people don't want nobody to know who invented what, because then you would hold them accountable. So, every community has invented something. But the IRS and all of that stuff, the money banking system, it happens to have been Jewish people that did that. And I was looking at an interview between this Jewish guy and Kanye West, and he was trying to tell Kanye, well, it's not Jewish people, it's just human beings. No, everybody has a nationality, everybody has a ethnicity to where they trace their family back to. That's genealogy anyway. No, Jewish people did invent the banking system. As a matter of fact, a president got killed trying to stop that. So Roosevelt was pretty much annihilated to get the banking system here because he was against it. Because in 1913, a lot of people started pulling their monies out the bank because it was not going to be backed by gold anymore. So a lot of our great-great-grandparents started taking their money out of the bank, opening up businesses, putting land wherever they was going to put it at, and that's what happened. (1913) is very important, and people need to really study that. Because now you're seeing who's in control. And actually, Kanye is trying to be a sacrificial lamb. He's throwing himself on the mercy of, he's damaging himself for a reason. He is going to be a case study. And I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He wants everybody to pay attention to what they're doing. So that's why he keeps talking. Because he wants people to keep on taking their money away from him or taking contracts. So you'll see what slavery really is. It's a contract. Once you do a contract and you don't look at it and the other person makes up the rules and you just sign it, that's it. That's it. Go back to Hollywood. Every black Hollywood or every black singer from Motown on. I can't even name anymore. I done seen so many unsongs of black people that I used to listen to growing up when my mother and them was playing black music. A lot of these people didn't get paid for their stuff. Matter of fact, a lot of this music, when you go on the commercials and stuff and you hearing black old music and stuff like that, Nobody has the rights to that stuff. So these companies that have access to this stuff are just reselling it, recycling it. And I'm hearing all of these old songs on all these commercials, Pepsi commercials, all of, and I'm like, they're licensing the rights to this stuff, and family members are not even getting a piece of none of this stuff. So I know as a entrepreneur, which I'm working on, I'm getting ready to open up a spa soon, maybe a couple of years from now, but I'm working on it. And I'm going to make sure I secure everything. So if I pass away, it passed down to my family. Because I've learned enough from researching to Marvin Gaye, to Red Fox, to the Isley Brothers. Everybody messed up with the IRS. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry was in the news last week. Said he fired his accountant because he found out that he was owed $9 million from the IRS, which means he paid the IRS $9 million, or he was missing $9 million that they owed him. So it's very crucial right now. And the reason why they're trying to get their foot on crypto, because crypto deletes the third party, which is the bank. You become your own bank when you get into crypto, and you hold your own money, your own because it's an asset according to the IRS. It's just like a piece of property, like, a car, or some type of machinery. It's like that. And then when you sell it, you turn it into money. So that's currency. And a lot of people are so afraid of crypto, but right now, you better open your eyes up and you better get with the crypto. Because if PayPal can close down your account because they disagree with your opinion. An opinion is just an opinion. It's not the truth. It's just what people think. But like I said, there was a movie with Tom Cruise where you get arrested for your damn thoughts. And this is where we're at right now. Because we're on a public platform that's now, they call it a public utility. So anybody could be on a platform because it's a public utility. And somebody can come out and say, oh, I don't like that, I want to censor it. But now the people that's been censoring, they're mad because they getting censored. And I'm like, well, it's a double-edged sword. If you agree to one person being censored, you agree to censor your damn self. So either you're with freedom of speech or you're not. People need to understand what's going on. But yeah, PayPal, JP Morgan, Chase Bank, all of them have said, no, Kanye, you're not bringing your money here. So we are now, black celebrities are now turning around saying, uh-oh, wait a minute. We see another issue. If they could do him like that, what would they do to us? Now they're getting scared. And I'm like, well, y'all was for the cancel culture, so now you don't want to get canceled after you done canceled everybody else. Anyway, to Twitter, Elon Musk. There's a meme. Elon Musk is reinstating everybody's account that got kicked off of Twitter. Well, Elon Musk is going to fire over 75% of the workforce, which are nothing but a lot of foreigners, other people. They're getting ready to just fire all of them. He has his own crew coming in, so they're just going to let go of those people. And all I can say is karma's a mug. Karma is a mug, because all of those people that working for Twitter, they did not rebel and say, hey, we can't do this because this is a violation of freedom of speech. No, they were, just because that's a job paying you, you're going to go do something to somebody else, and now all of you getting laid off because of that bull. And now y'all screaming and crying, please stop. Well, y'all didn't care when y'all cut off all the truckers' money and shut down their Twitter accounts. Now the truckers, pretty much, the government said, F you truckers, we don't care. We're not getting food on the shelf. Like, right now, it was a guy that came out, I forgot his name. He works over Jerome Powell of the Fed. And he said that everybody in the Fed is incompetent at this point. So we got incompetent people running the government, and this is why we're in the situation we're in. You're putting incompetent people up there. What should be there is a bunch of economists, people that study macroeconomics and stuff like that, how the economy works and how it should work. And if you don't know that, you got Obama, he's a lawyer. You got Kamala Harris, she a lawyer. Joe Biden used to be a lawyer. What the hell? Lawyers don't cover macroeconomics. They study law. Most of the time they're researching law and stuff like that. This is why they're so policy driven on the left, because it's a bunch of lawyers. Lawyers are policy driven law. They tell you the law. So we're messing up, and we need to change it. So I wonder, will Kanye still keep the deal with Pollard so he can continue to connect with his fan base? Because Kanye has millions and millions of fans. So if he got a big group of consumers behind him, he can distribute to them one-to-one. He don't even need Adidas, according to what Uncle Russ said. He said he didn't even need Adidas. Because he said when he made Fat Farm, Dame Dash laughed at him, but Fat Farm was being wore. It was being wore when I was coming up. I seen a lot of guys wearing Fat Farm. So he said, now you can produce your own stuff. You don't need Adidas. So, this is what's going on in the news cycle. The news cycle is moving very fast. Anyway, let's get to Daryl Harris. Oh my damn God. This dude. Oh my God. Anyway, this is the guy in the Waukesha parade who ran. He was running from, somebody was chasing him. He got into a knife fight or some shit. He got in the car, he started driving, and he goes down the street where there's a parade going on, a Christmas parade. So he plows into the Christmas parade, killing people. Now, he's using sovereign citizen stances in the court. The judge is scared. I don't know what is wrong with this judge, but she's scared. She's trying to do her job because they don't want him to get an appeal at all. So she was listening to his motions and all this crazy stuff. And this stuff is kind of working because the judge is scared. I done seen somebody in person do this sovereign citizen stuff, and it actually, shakes the court up, because a lot of citizens don't practice law anymore. They don't represent themselves anymore. So when you do come in there doing that, it upsets the court because they're not used to that. But anyway, what Daryl is doing is wrong because he killed some people. And he's disrupting the court. He made a fort of boxes like he was a 5-year-old. They played his rap video. He went off. He went off again. I mean, this man went off like 3 or 4 times on the judge. And the judge is like having an emotional breakdown because he's getting to her. And he's saying that they should be ashamed of themselves of having him in here. And I'm like, who raised this dude? Who raised him? Who raised this guy? He's crazy. And the psychologist did like five examinations on him, and they said he's sane. And I'm like, really? Let me, you know what? I want to do an investigation on the psychologist's brain and see if she crazy. Because whoever the psychologist is saying that this person is sane, and he done killed some people, and he's sane. No, he's not sane. And I want to see who the psychiatrists are that gave him this exam. And I want to examine their head, because they are fucking crazy. Because this dude is crazy. He's acting like a child in court. He yelling at the judge. He building up boxes around himself, saying crazy shit. Then he got put out the court. Then they allowed him to come back in. He took his shirt off. I mean, I'm like, what psychologist said that he wasn't crazy? We have a bunch of people that's incompetent at this point right now. And we're going to see crazy shit. Because people are just not with it today. But I didn't look at what the jury trial came up with this Daryl Harris guy. They need to hurry and get it over with, because he's crazy. And he is an example of why they should not let some of these people out of jail, because he was let out of jail prior to that. And he had ran over somebody else with a car or tried to injure somebody with a car before. So they let him out on bail after he, did some crazy stuff. And then he's a sex offender. Come to find out in the case, he's a sex offender. He said that the girl lied to him and told him that she was 18, and they got him on the sex offender list. So this stuff is crazy. Let's skip to children. Last week, they found a child in the trash can in Richmond, Virginia. A 15-year-old stuffed in trash can. And at this point, people don't care about children anymore. So, if you have children, just keep them safe, tell them what's going on, make them vigilant when they're going out about having fun in life, because you don't want to lock them in the house and do all this stuff. Because my mother used to do that. She didn't want us to go anywhere because things were so crazy, and she kind of sheltered us in the house a lot, and I wasn't really educated on what was going on. Educate your children on what's going on, make them visible so they can recognize, because it's a lot of craziness going on. Also, the news is talking about how many migrants have came over here under Joe Biden, under immigration. And they're saying it's almost in the millions. Almost in the millions. And like I said, we got a couple of days. Next month, everybody's voting for the midterms. And then things are going to change again. So hopefully we can get some common sense people in here so they can stop some of this craziness. But yeah, everybody pay attention to what they're doing to Kanye, because, hey, if they can do that to him, they can do that to you. That's why now I'm taking the little money that I have and I'm switching it over to crypto, because no bank is going to come after me when they come on my channel and see something that I disagree with and they want to close down my bank accounts and I can't go feed my children. No. Because Kanye West has little children. They are going to suffer from this. So everybody that's canceling him, think about the children that you are canceling too, because he got a whole family. And Kim Kardashian, she can try to turn on him if she wants to, which she's already have, because she announced that she agreed with Adidas and all of that. And I'm like, girl, Kim Kardashian, you get ready to take a fall right beside Kanye, because you're still attached to him. Y'all not divorced yet. And I'm like, you, they're kicking him out of Hollywood. They're going to kick you out too because you was married to him. So don't think just because you're going against him that your life is going to be saved and spared. No, they're going to come after you too. You and your mom, because of what y'all did to Ray J, you know. So this is what contracting does to you. You get in too many contracts, you become a slave, then they shut you up. So Kanye, honey, take your money and get you a bunch of crypto because they won't be able to touch that because it's assets. And no bank will be able to say, no, we don't want to deal with you because now crypto, there are banks coming up with blockchains. Well, blockchain's creating a bank and it's your bank. It's not attached to the Federal Reserve. And that's a good thing. Because 1913 is where every rich person of old time pulled their money out of that banks, out of the banks, and it crashed because they didn't want to deal with this. Well, no. When they found out gold was not backed by the dollar, that's when they really started pulling out. So try not to deal with these banks, get down with some crypto because like I said, Brazil and some of these other countries are going over to crypto because of the inflation. It's helping. So because you can go online and you can buy with crypto now instead of buying with money. So that's a good alternative. Yeah, but that is the news today. What else? I think that's all the news that I was seeing online. Oh, last week, I was looking at the debate between Tucker Carlson and Tiffany Cross. I think Tiffany Cross is on MSNBC, and she always talking about, white people and all this stuff like that. I can't even look at it because I don't want to hear about white people all day. Like, we hear it all the time. We see it all the time. I live around white people. I know what they do. Like, I don't need to hear this all day. But anyway, she's talking about Tucker Carlson, what he said to her. And Tucker Carlson said that MSNBC is just like the Hotel Rwanda movie where the Tuki was talking about another tribe, and they were basically flooding the airways and the radio waves with propaganda against the Tuki. And that's what MSNBC is doing to white people. They're on 24/7 just spewing all kinds of rhetoric about white folks. And it's like, they can't do that, so you can't do that. So why do you think you can be racist openly like that on a public platform and think that somebody's going to give you their money? It's not going to work. MSNBC is going to be going out of business soon. Just like they did with Don Lemon. They moved him on CNN because CNN is getting ready to be taken over by the GOP or some people of the GOP. So I'm like, whoever has the biggest bag wins. And I'm like, Tiffany Cross, y'all talking all of that stuff, but who's going to back y'all? Like, you got to have a lot of people backing y'all. And I'm like, MSNBC, their ratings are down right now. So anyway, Tucker was saying her and what's the other lady? I forgot her name. But anyway, they are doing what the people of Hotel Rwanda were doing, and basically spewing all this propaganda against white folks, just like the Tuki was doing, or, in the movie. And it was a good analysis or thing that Tucker Carlson, it made me think about what he was saying. Like, are they really doing that? And when you go over to MSNBC and then you go look at the movie of Hotel Rwanda, that's exactly what they're doing. And they're spewing this stuff, and it's causing problems out in America. And I'm going to tell y'all a story that actually hit home to me, because I didn't believe any of this stuff. I don't even look at the news, so I didn't even know what was going on. But I had to wake up because it came and it knocked on my door. Okay, so my daughter was going through a bullying situation, and I didn't really understand what it was because I didn't know anything about it. She never said nothing to me about it. This boy that's, she goes to school with, he likes her. So he was dating this white girl. And she was mad at my daughter because he was talking to my daughter and he rejected her. But him and my daughter wasn't doing anything. They're just friends. She started, going at my daughter, messing with her, harassing her, and my daughter just paid her no mind. So one day the girl waited till I left to go to work. She comes to the house and fight my daughter, and my son, when I get home, he tells me what's going on. Somehow they were in a group chat, so it started on the internet. She came into the group chat. Again, she started messing with my daughter, and all my daughter friends was roasting her, calling her all kinds of stuff. And I was like, y'all shouldn't even be entertaining this mess. I said, why y'all even talking to each other? I'm like, she don't like you, then just tell her to go on in her corner and leave you the hell alone. So it was over a boy. But anyway, the little white girl, which my eyes really opened because of what the little white girl was saying to my daughter. She was saying that my daughter talks like she's white. She does white stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I've never heard white people talk like this, or even white girls. And this is a young white girl. She's saying that my daughter talking proper and saying correct words and sentences is talking white. That is not talking white. That is talking using the English language the proper way. And that's how you communicate. I said, well, she thought we supposed to speak in Ebonics. It was really racist to me. And I didn't even want to talk to her parents because her parents believed that this girl is so good that she wouldn't do anything. So we had to show her that when they were in the group chat arguing with my daughter, we had to show her that. But guess what? The parents already knew what was going on. And so my children's father went to talk to her father and to let him know that if his daughter keeps on stalking my daughter, she's going to be in jail because I'm going down to press charges because I'm like, I ain't got time for this. And they're stoking racism between the children. My example of my daughter, what she was going through, that coming from this MSNBC, CNN crap, stoking racism. I don't have time for it. Okay? I shouldn't have to deal with this. But again, when people are voting and don't understand the party lines and understand the policies that parties are pushing and the rhetoric that they are pushing, you can create a situation where there's war everywhere because you're stoking war against your citizens with this crap. And that's what was going on in Hotel Rwanda. The Tuki and the, I forgot the other tribe name, they were fighting, they were killing each other, and it's just all this conflict. And this is what this government is causing, conflict. So that's what I had to deal with. So now the little girl doesn't go near my daughter, but she still has an attitude, with my daughter. And I'm like, what is your problem? And it's because she probably listening to this music, you know, looking at CNN, and now she thinks that white is bad and she's white. And I'm like, see, y'all are messing up the little white girls. Because now they're hating to be white. And even when I was coming up, some of the white people didn't want to be white because of the past or whatever. And I'm like, hey, we ain't perfect either. We have a bad past too. So that don't make me not want to be black. And it's terrible what's going on. And that's what really opened my eyes to, well, damn, this stuff really does trickle down to the community. And now you got the children fighting over who's black and who's white and who talks white and all this dumbass shit. Like, the English language was created by the Egyptians who were the Phoenicians. Like, this is what it is. It's English. We're supposed to speak English. So that's what's going on in my life, and that's what's going on with the news. Tell me what you think about the news cycle and what's going on. And do you think MSNBC and CNN are stoking racism amongst the population? I think they are, because I had to deal with a situation. I had to deal with two situations. Actually, my son's friend she's white, and she kept calling him a nigger, and he got offended and he stopped talking to her because he was like, don't be using that word. And I'm like, see, you're making these little kids think it's okay to do certain things. And then she was bullying him, and I had to go down to the school, talk to the principal, tell them what's going on, and how I don't want them using those words against my son. I'm like, I don't care what type of music y'all listening to. Y'all think this rap music is okay, and it's okay to say that stuff. No, it's not. Older people back in the day didn't even want to hear that crap. So they were right when they told us, cut that shit off, it's devil music. It is. So now that we have woken up to that, what are we going to do? Because it does create people's perspective when you look at and you listen to this stuff. So, hey, right now with the men, in their minds, bitches and hoes ain't shit, and they take this perspective and they go in their household with this shit. And then they start, disrespecting the woman because they think in their mind that every female ain't nothing. Every female ain't got no worth. And then it goes on and on and on and on. So we really got a lot of work to do. And what I'm doing too, like I said, is I'm starting to listen to a lot of old music, because the old music I saw, it kept a lot of the older people in good moods. So, a lot of the music of the past is pretty good for your spirit and soul. It's just when you get up to 1990, that's when it all went downhill. So you got to watch it. You got to pick through your music, set the tone, set your day, and be positive, because it's a lot of chaos going on out here. And I just spent like 45 minutes talking about it. Also, to next subject, let's talk about Fat Joe. Fat Joe is mad at YouTubers, y'all. Fat Joe is mad at YouTubers because he's saying, what gives you the right to talk about celebrities when you don't have what the celebrity have? He was like, I can know somebody for years and you can come up here and talk about them like they ain't nothing. And I'm like, well, it's gossip, you know? So Fat Joe, to me, is for the censoring. He's for censoring because he doesn't like that YouTubers are talking about celebrities. So there are artists out there that are for censoring, and Fat Joe is one of them. So he's mad about people being able to say what they want to say, and I guess they're saying being a YouTuber is nothing, but I'm like, we got the kids now. Remember, the rappers had the kids because they had to go and buy that stuff. Now, rappers, the internet took your job from you and gave it back to the people. See, y'all had it for a while because the Democrat Party has been gatekeeping anyway. That's what they do, they're gatekeepers. They've been gatekeeping this whole shit, this whole system. And now everybody's waking up and saying, hey, the music is really what's causing the issue. Now everybody acting like, well, no, it's not the music. Forget the music, because they want to keep us angry, dumb, going at each other instead of looking at the real problems. That we are not going to be driving gas cars after a while if we keep on dealing with the Democrat Party. And then if you have a disagreement, they're going to cut your car off from the electric source and you ain't going to have nothing. So y'all better be careful. And the only reason why they like a lot of immigration going on, because when immigrants come here and they don't know the language, sometimes they come down with a disease, because when they come from other countries and they come to a new country, they have to kind of like learn and keep up with the culture, and sometimes they can't do that. And sometimes they come down with stuff, or they get left behind because they don't speak the language. So everybody just need to know that they're taking advantage of these people because they speak different languages. You know, if a person comes to a country that can't speak English and needs help, then they become a dependent, because you gotta translate this stuff to them and show them what to do and all that. They need these people because these people are incapable when they come here because they can't speak the language. They don't know what's going on. So Joe Biden is trying to get this voting block of people who need help, because the Democrat Party needs to help you, because when they help you, they're in control. So this is why they keep trying to get immigration and all of these foreigners here, because they're taking advantage of the fact that these people are speaking different languages. And the GOP is getting angry because they have nowhere to put these people. And we already have a homeless issue as it is. You know, everything is being gentrification. A lot of older people are passing away, so it's just a lot of shift going on. And people just, you know, that's why they, you know, Joe Biden and them don't close the border and all that, because they're taking advantage of these people not being able to speak English, so they could tell them, hey, just go vote for this, you know, just, or they'll fill it out for them, as long as they're voting for them. So that's the news. Oh, last week I was seeing also too, they were talking about child brides. And I've never studied how can a child be a bride, but somebody was explaining to me that children didn't live long back in the days. So I guess they would get married young because their life expectancy wasn't so long. So, you know, they're talking about that. But I'm like, children marrying, you know, I don't get that. So I have to look that up and see what's going on with that. Yep, but that's the news cycle for right now. I haven't checked up on Emmy Udoka and Nia Long because, you know, they moved on. The cycle has moved on. The news cycle has moved on. So it's cool. Um, Tia Mowry and her husband are separating, and Emmy Udoka and Nia Long. Emmy is a Leo, and Nia Long is a Scorpio. They are incompatible, so they were going to get divorced anyway. Tia Mowry and her husband. Tia is a Leo, and her husband is a Scorpio. Again, they're incompatible. That's why they're breaking up. So Tia and her husband, incompatible. Emmy, Nia Long, incompatible. Scorpios and Leo don't go together because the Scorpio is a water sign and the Leo is a fire sign. Leos or fire signs are supposed to be with air signs, just like Cardi B and Offset. Offset is a fire sign and Cardi B is an air sign. She initiates him, like she gets him going because fire and air come from each other. So Emmy needs a air sign. He needs a Libra or an Aquarius or a Gemini. So does Tia need that. She needs a Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Fire comes from air. So if you're an air sign, you should be with a fire sign because y'all make each other, y'all feed off of each other. You know, the air produces the fire, make the fire move, you know. So Emmy Udoka, I don't know what's going on with him and Nia Long, but they're incompatible. So eventually they were going to split up anyway because they don't get along. Because a Leo is like, you know, moving around. Scorpios are kind of like very critical, they're moody. So I can pretty much tell what was going on between Emma Udoka and Nia Long. Nia Long looked like she has an attitude because she's a Scorpio. Scorpio women usually have attitude problems. Or they can shift moods because that's water. Emmy probably is looking for something more because water puts out that fire. Water, you know, smothers fire. So that wasn't going to work. So if you're a Leo or a Scorpio and you're going after a Leo, y'all pretty much are not compatible like that. And if your life path numbers don't go together, you're not going to stay together either. So a lot of people just need to get into the science before they start dating. Because people are made up of different aspects and they need to be studied before you start jumping in relationships with them. But see, everybody doesn't wait anymore. This is a microwave culture. Everybody want to hook up really fast. And everybody want to get married fast. And they're not paying attention to the numbers and the science. I went to a bookstore here. It's called the Aquarian Bookstore. They had so many stones and like books about empaths and astrology. I was in heaven when I went in that bookstore. And I got me a Ethiopian opal chain. I got to go back and get it because I didn't want to spend too much in the store. So I was in love though in that store. They had all kinds of things. But that is the news cycle. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe to Long Beach. Have a great day.